Hi there, I'm here with Alex from Bitburn, and we're talking about a pretty interesting trading card game for the Android. Why don't you guide us through it, Alex?
Yes, Tridek is a trading card game that we're going to release on Android first. It's a classical trading card game somewhere between Magic and Yu-Gi-Oh! So you have these creatures, there's a huge number of creatures, and you put them in your decks and you battle them against each other. So it's a game that you can play on your own versus AI, like at different story settings, or you can play it versus your friends and enemies over online multiplayer.
What are you doing in terms of story mode and so forth?
Okay, this is kind of unannounced yet, but there's going to be a story mode and it's going to be, well, announced later.
I was hoping for some exclusives, actually. Talk to me about the multiplayer. How deep is it? Is it like, how deep do you want to go with this thing in terms of multiplayer?
We have the plan to make this game go really deep in the professional gaming area. So we want this to be, in the best case, going to the ESL. We want to have tournaments, we want to have a ladder where you can play in, like a world ladder in this you can play, and that's really what we're going to aim for.
Are you having plans to release it on iOS?
Well, plans are there, but there's nothing definite yet. So I would like to bring out the game to all platforms that fit it, but for now we've announced it for Android, and that's our first goal.
Okay, so how many cards do you have in the deck?
In the deck you have about 30 to 40 cards right now. And for the first release, we aim about having 150 different cards that you can select from.
What kind of different cards are there?
Oh, there's creature cards, like the basic creatures you play. There's support cards, which are like you as a trainer, how you can support your creature. There's commands, which act like a buff for your creatures. And there's some awesome cards that we invented. They're called tactics. They affect the whole battlefield, and they go for like one duration and like affect both yours and the enemy creatures.
Right, so we actually saw a physical copy of this card game as well. Are you having plans to release it in a physical form if the Android version does great?
Yeah, actually, I would love to do that. I would love to bring the game out in a physical form. But obviously, the Android version needs to sell first, and then we might have the possibilities to do that.
Yeah. So when is this being released, and how much is it going to cost?
Yeah, we hope to bring out the game this year in some playable form. It's going to be an alpha, a beta, or whatever, but it's going to be playable this year. I hope to have it completed, feature complete, in the mid of next year. It's going to cost nothing at the beginning, but you obviously have to, like, you can pay for cards, for booster packs, for single cards, for decks, or you can just go through the story mode and get the card there on your own. But that would require some sweat, I guess.
Cool. Well, thank you so much for your time, Alex. And